This is just AMZN for Tuesday, July 11th, 2021. So we had a nice move up. We made a new all-time high, had a really good consolidation. Let me zoom in on the 5-minute because we just got to see what's going on here. All right, so really good open, really good run up, new all-time high, and then we really just consolidated, making some lower highs and making kind of relative lows. That didn't go well. Kind of relative lows like that. And that kind of forms a triangle. At this point, the this kind of looks like an evening star reversal, and we just went lower. So I was really hoping we would get an S curve and just continue on up, get right into like the 3,800 price, which I guess would be like right about here. Didn't happen, at least not today. I think it will still get there eventually, but not today. So yeah, I really didn't see kind of my typical setup. What I did notice, which I thought, looking back at the end of the day here, I thought it was interesting. This kind of has the double top, and then it kind of has the retest here, but this really much more resembles Head and Shoulders. So I just thought that was really interesting. So I'm going to be looking for this some. I saw the same thing on the call, the 4,000 call expiring next week. Same thing. It's like a Head and Shoulders on the RSI, and I don't really know what that means. And I feel like I need to dig into the math a little bit more behind the RSI to understand why are we seeing this kind of a shape, or should we just take it to be like a double top and then a little bit of a retest? Like I'm looking for a place to be, going the opposite direction here. So that would be like, what is that? This candle going bearish off of that candle. I think that lines up. Yeah. So that means not buying the call, but buying a put. So let's jump over to the 3,500 put, and we don't see that pattern at all. What time was that? So it was 9:50. So it's just before I would be looking at it. So 9:50. So I'd be looking at 10 o'clock. So I wouldn't have been trading this, but the setup still holds into the 10 o'clock time. So I guess I could have been trading it off of like this shape being a double bottom. That's too early for me to get in at 9:50. So I'd be getting in at 10:10 because this is the next dip. And that's a pretty good price, right? So you're buying a little bit lower actually than this one, in that candle. So buying a little bit lower, what is that, 7? I don't know what that is. That is 775. And it puts in a low of 755. So that would have been buying here. I mean, even if it was set up like buying at 8, stop at 7, I'm just using 8 for round number, and then target 11 for 3-hour target, that's right back up to the open high, or pretty close to it. The call off of that candle, I mean, it dropped, the RSI dropped right away there. This one at least took a little while. And then back over here, yeah, I mean, we did the same thing. We just rushed down to, we were overbought. We just rushed back down to oversold. So again, this is early in the day where I just don't want to trust the RSI as much. So that's, one reason not to really take this into account for like, what could this mean? With that said though, I mean, it looks like there's a similar sort of inverted Head and Shoulders like that. You can see that, right? That's an inverted Head and Shoulders with a neckline right there. That's kind of what's going on here. And then like this is a retest. This is another retest. And we started to kind of bounce, not on that one, kind of on that one. And then what's the cyan line? Oh yeah, that's that old channel. So let's see if this comes into play again. This is a channel from way back over here that was holding for a little while. When was this? This was back in February, March. And I like leaving these on here when they're on a slight up angle because sometimes they play out again and then sometimes they don't, and then we come back to it eventually. That really didn't play into it too well. This just broke right on through, and here we are. It's kind of not really working. So it's probably one I can take off, but I know I had left it on for thinking if we could come back into that price. So anyway, yeah, really nice inverted hammer. If we go higher, 3,800, that's into the low 3,800s over the next few days to weeks if we do keep going. But this is a really good reversal candle, really good location, higher volume than yesterday, bearish engulfing, including the wick, obviously. If we do go lower, we have a bigger kind of a pullback here. I mean, we're due for a bit more of a pullback. We made all-time highs, basically, a bunch of candles in a row. So here's an all-time high, here's an all-time high, here's an all-time high, here's an inside candle, almost an all-time high, a new all-time high. So there's, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the last 6 candles have been all-time high candles. Not to say it can't just keep making all-time highs, but this is a really good reversal candle at an all-time high. So it makes sense we could pull back a little bit, even into the 21. We didn't touch it here. We last touched it going back to early June. So, I mean, we could come back to the 21 and come back to this line at the previous all-time high and then bounce. And then, run up to this line. Maybe at that point it'll run up to 3,900 or 3,850 or something. But look to buy a pullback. I don't know if this is going to dip much more. Let's see, after hours, we're up a tiny bit. No, we're down a tiny bit. 36.71, 36.76, just down a tiny bit. So we'll have to see how things are looking in the morning. So, hope this helps. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.